Hey guys, welcome back to Pop Preview. I'm Alex.
I'm Sean.
We're watching the Lion King first official teaser trailer. Yes, it's true. We're back to Pride Rock, and it looks very different than what we're used to.
I'm sure it's going to.
That's Sean and I are going to fight about this, and I'm going to fight with you guys because no one agrees with my ideas and what I feel. So,
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I think, like, some people are gonna say, and this is kind of where you're coming from.
I haven't seen this yet, by the way.
Neither have I.
Neither of us have.
But
this
just
is live.
To the idea that, like, why? The question is why.
Yeah.
And I think Disney did the smart approach from this point of view. Is that if this movie came out before The Jungle Book, I think there would be even a more greater outcry, especially with the approach they're taking. But I think with the way Jungle Book was received, it made it a safer bet to make this movie second. If Jon Favreau made this first, here's the reason I disagree with you. The original Jungle Book came out in 1967. It was the last animated film that Walt Disney actually oversaw until he died, or before he died. Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a very different time we're talking about. These are very different stylistic choices that are occurring. It's not a musical. Like, it's just a very, very different movie. Classic, albeit, but different.
Yes.
And so, doing a live-action remake of The Jungle Book 50 years later, that makes sense. To me, it does not make sense to do but when I say live-action, I mean... like a photorealistic CGI. Well, you guys know what I mean when I say
this is as close to a live-action movie for Jungle we're ever going to
well, of course.
CGI actually takes another step forward. This is as close as we're going to get.
Right. So the point is, that made sense for The Jungle Book. It does not make sense for me to see this movie now. People who are, like, younger people... love The Lion King. Like, everybody loves The Lion King. It's not like it's lost on some generation.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, and that it needs, like, they don't know about this old movie that we did. We have to revamp it and make it newer. I just don't think I personally feel that is not the case. Then again, I may not be the target audience. I don't know who the target audience is.
Well, I think the target is to introduce The Lion King to a newer generation in a different way. Because I still think you can appreciate, like, I agree with you. You watch The Lion King now, or when it first came out, it'll have the exact same impact on you, whether you were a kid then or you're a kid now. You can still enjoy it, but I think you're identifying it to a new... Because, like, when Beauty and the Beast came out, there were little girls in Belle costumes and things like that. That if that movie didn't come out, maybe they wouldn't look at Belle the same way.
No, I totally disagree with you.
Well, again, I think we're gonna do a lot of agreeing.
I got some trick-or-treaters here, and you know what? It didn't take a new CGI movie for them to dress up. Like I saw in Ariel, people love these movies. Young kids love these movies because their parents do probably and showed them. But like I got trick-or-treaters to my door. Like, there aren't people who are lost on this magic.
No, but I agree. But that's just like saying also, like, why keep remaking Robin Hood and things like that? Different people put different takes on it.
Robin Hood,
and then that's
different.
Hang on. And then you have a newer way to tell this story. Like, I agree. If they just did it like computer animated, I'd be like, oh, what's the point?
No.
But I think because they have this newer way of this kind of technology to make it obviously, like you said, it's not really live action, but again, it's going to be the closest thing we have to it. Why don't we use the technology we have to tell the story now? And of course, you're going to put a little bit of tweaks in there and change it up a little bit. Because doing a shot-for-shot remake, that would be dumb and pointless.
Okay, so when you say, Robin Hood, we keep making more Robin Hood movies.
Yeah.
That makes sense because that is an old tale. And you know what? So is The Little Mermaid. And it's not anything like the original The Little Mermaid from 1989 is.
No, of course not.
But we don't see that movie. You know what I mean?
Well, no, and plus, unless it's Disney, no one else can make that movie.
Exactly.
Like, they put their spin on it.
Exactly.
But now Jon Favreau is putting his spin on The Lion King.
Is not like an old tale. I mean, obviously, it's like
it is and it isn't.
It is and it isn't. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, it's Black Panther, basically. Guys, come on. But you know what I mean? Like,
Hamlet.
the Lion King, Disney animated film, The Lion King, is the first of its kind, really, in a lot of ways. It features an all-animal cast, which is very prominent in, like, 60s and 70s Disney, for sure. But it's also a musical, and
just like a lot
really
of
just like
are.
the writing is just so good, and it's not really based on like any kind of fairy tale. I mean, we talked about this before. It's like kind of Shakespearean.
It's Hamlet basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's Hamlet. Yeah. So there's that, but you can't just say like, oh, they just keep making Robin Hood movies, so why not just keep making Lion King movies? It's really not the same thing.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, I think my point is that the reason you keep redoing these because you're telling the story, but just in a different way with different technology. Like if you look at, like for example, like my best. I don't know why I'm picking Robin, but Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, I think is on the top of the Robin Hoods, and everything else you keep remaking it. It's never the same thing. And the Lion King, then I agree, is a classic with the technology they had at the time. If they were to make that movie now, it wouldn't be the exact same movie because it would look and feel completely different because you're making it in 2019 because it's coming out next year versus making it back then. It would be different. Well, just like right now, Pixar would probably make that movie, and it would be computer animated, maybe.
Can we watch it before we argue?
Yes, that's what. I'm sorry, guys. Go on, right?
Let's just watch.
Everything the light touches is our kingdom. But a king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun. One day, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
Oh, it's too real. It's too weird.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it so far.
Seth Rogen, of course, it's going to be a masterpiece. And Beyonce.
Remember.
Sorry, I don't know. It doesn't have. Okay, sorry.
So remember, this is the teaser trailer.
You guys are gonna crap on me because everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's gonna be so good." Whoa, it's not.
Well, I like it. Like
I'm kind of joking. You know what?
You got to remember it. None of that's real. They're in a studio. That's in Burbank. None of that's. I mean, but I think that's a good accomplishment. It looked.
I mean, look.
I mean, honestly, it also will look better on the big screen where you're supposed to view it on.
Cinema's what, like 130 years old. This is pretty amazing. Like the
yes, that's what I'm saying, and I think
it's amazing. But that doesn't mean. I don't understand. Like, use this technology to make something new, something fresh, maybe.
No,
like, I don't understand why they're recycling.
I don't disagree with you to make it, like, use technology to make something new. I agree with you. But I think to wrap your mind around the accomplishment of what they're doing, but that's a greater risk you take by using this technology that is so expensive on an unknown property. That's a risk that's as a studio head, if I was in charge, I don't know if I want to make. This is a more safer bet because once this becomes the norm, then you could take a risk. Like imagine like doing this, like Wreck-It Ralph like this.
I hope this is
or
not
a movie like that, a newer idea like
That's too weird though. Like the reason.
Or making like Zootopia like this.
No, that doesn't make sense though because the reason. Oh man, the reason we go to cinema is to like escape, and I feel like this is like a little too like. Oh fuck! I'm in Africa. I'm not escaping. This is real. I'm gonna die.
But it's not real. Like if I'm not in Africa. I'm not. No lion's gonna come and eat me. I'm fine. No, I'm not. So I can appreciate. Like again, I think
I don't know.
Disney knew exactly what they were doing. giving Jon Favreau the Jungle Book is a safer play to test this out, and then now you can have a movie like this where I think this movie's gonna crush it. I'm a little sad.
Crush it meaning make money.
Yeah, but I think
that's what you mean. You mean make money.
But again, it goes back to the point where I think if you compare it to the animated movie, this movie's not going to be as good. I think if you try to judge it on its own, if this is the Lion King 2019 and if this is original idea from Disney, you have to try to view it from that perspective. If you compare it, and like we've all seen like look at the shot-by-shot comparisons of the trailer, which I didn't look at because I wanted to do it for this, is this movie's not going to work for you if you look at it in that premise. It's not going to work.
That would be a nice universe in which there was no original Lion King.
But you have to put that movie aside.
But that's not the world we live in.
Well,
and so no, you can't put it aside.
I mean, that's how I'm choosing to judge it. When I walked into Beauty and the Beast, I was like, I'm gonna put the animated movie aside and judge it on its own. And on its own, it kind of worked for me.
Was not good at all.
But when you could then compare it to the original, it doesn't work at all because it didn't have the magic that the original had.
But that's the problem, is our standards have been low. So you just said, it's like, oh, so the original is so good. This new one, even if I forget the old one existed, was okay.
Yeah.
So you're realizing that our standards have been lowered so much that it's like you're looking at this and you're like, yeah, it's never going to be as good as the thing that they did before that was better. But here's what we have. And I don't think we should settle. I don't
want to settle, but I can't. But I'm doing it a disservice if I automatically start comparing it to the original, because by definition it won't work that way. It will fail every single time.
I agree. And that's not a good. So that's not a good thing though. Like, why would you pretend like the original doesn't exist?
Because I want to give this a fair chance, even though they took my favorite song out of the movie, which is "Be Prepared." That song's not gonna be in the movie. So from that premise alone, I can't like this compared to the original. So I have to try to put the original aside when I'm trying to judge this.
Why do you have to judge it? Why do you have to even see it?
That's because I already know why they made it, because I know what I'm getting into already. There's no guessing on what I'm getting. I know exactly what this is.
So watch the original.
Well, but I already seen that. I'm curious to see what this technology is going to be like. Did Jon Favreau, did they make any improvements since the Jungle Book? Is it going to look better? I'm curious to see what choices they make, because obviously they got Beyonce in here. The only reason they got her is to make new songs. What new songs? We'll see. Are they going to be good? Are they going to be bad? I don't know. What differences are they going to make? Because they made differences in the Jungle Book. What are they going to do differently? Because doing a shot-by-shot remake is the dumbest idea ever. If you ever do that, it doesn't make any sense. So
we talked about
I'm curious
this
to see
before.
what they do differently. Because
I don't want them to just do something differently. I want it to literally be a completely different movie.
Well, because that's the only way. Then it's not the Lion King.
It's not the Lion King anyway.
It is with tweaks.
No.
That's why.
It's not the Lion King with tweaks.
That's what it is.
That's the most bullshit thing I've ever heard in my life.
But that's why it's called the Lion King 2019, because
it doesn't say that. It doesn't say the Lion King 2019. If you look it up on IMDb, that's exactly how it's called. The Lion King 2019. Well, every movie on IMDb has
but I'm saying because it's going to be very, very similar, just like how that trailer looked very similar to the original trailer. From a lot of the same things are gonna happen, just like in Beauty and the Beast. They tweak some things. They're gonna tweak some things here. They're not doing a shot-by-shot remake.
I'm just not interested, because it's not gonna be different enough from the original to justify. It's gonna be like tweaks. So for example, they take away the best shit, like the Nazi sequence.
Yeah, that's not obviously. Obviously, you can't put that in now.
I can understand why,
but you can keep the song, but not do that. But it just, we're kind of going back and forth, but the idea is that if they call it something else, then it's something else. I don't want them to change things.
I want them to make it something else. I want them to actually make it something else. But then literally make it something else.
But I think they
inspired by the original. Do not make the same story.
But then if that didn't work, then people will say, well, then you just should have did the Lion King. You can't make everybody happy. I think this is going to work for what it is.
Well, it'll make money.
Well, yeah, but it's gonna make money. Who cares? I want to actually go in there and enjoy it for what it is. Again, I'm not watching the original. If I want to watch the original, I have the original. I can watch it anytime I want. I want to judge this on its own. And from what I saw, based again on the Jungle Book, visually that movie is amazing. Sitting in the theater watching it, with the premise of none of this, they're shooting in a studio where only that little boy was real. Everything else was created. That whole thing we just saw was created on a stage. So like just viewing it for that movie's amazing. So I just want to judge it as that. Because again, if you judge it by the original, this movie's gonna fail. Like, of course, it's like this won't hold a candle to the original. And probably by the time this movie comes out, after we see a couple more trailers, it'll be like, yeah, you know, the original is better. But that for me, that's not the point. What? I think the original is better.
What's the point?
The point is just using the technology we have and putting a different spin on it, seeing what choices Jon Favreau will make.
I honestly have a feeling that there will not be a spin on it. I honestly have a feeling that it will be as close to the original as possible, but minus the Nazi.
No, there has to be more than... They got Beyonce in here. There's no reason to cast Beyonce without having new scenes.
She's going to be the voice of Nala.
With new songs.
I don't know.
I bet you there's new songs. There's new songs. They gotta sell Disney music and whatever. There's gonna be new songs, so there's gonna be new scenes. Because Nala's not singing a lot in that movie, in the original. No, she's gonna be singing a lot in this one.
That's true. I feel like just personally, like, it cheapens the achievement of what the original animators did, because they actually brought real lions into the studio and they sat there and they painstakingly hand drawn.
I agree.
Any of you guys artists out here? Any of you guys artists? Any of you? Because like that is actually amazing.
Yeah, I agree.
What they were able to do to capture the eyebrows and just like the this just does not. I didn't see any personality in this whatsoever.
Well, I mean, again,
they honestly look like real ass lions.
It's a teaser trailer, so let's not judge it too harshly. But one of the true travesties is that the original writers aren't getting any credit or any money for basically remaking The Lion King without them getting any credit or pay. That's a disservice, and Disney should rectify that in some way, shape, or form, in my opinion. But again, this is a teaser trailer, so we haven't seen everything. We haven't seen all the characters. I wish what they would have done, even though it's a teaser trailer, is when they were flashing the names, put the character next to the name so that we know who's who. I mean, you can find out if you really want to, but I just like that would have been a nice way to tease it a little bit more interestingly. But that's just my opinion. But I think this is going to be a interesting debate as the trailers come out and we get closer to this movie. To see if you change your mind or change your position.
I don't know.
Slightly.
I just never felt like we needed this or wanted this. Like, who wants this? Do you
well,
guys
I don't.
want this? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. That's fine. I'm not right. I'm not right about everything.
One thing is a different story because we knew it was coming. When they started remaking the animated movies, this was gonna happen one shape, way, or form sooner or later.
Yeah, I guess honestly, like I think the thing that upsets me the most is like I can be okay with a live action Beauty and the Beast, I guess, maybe Aladdin, Mulan, whatever. This is all animals, and I don't feel like we're there yet with rendering animals CGI wise to be main characters. Well, I think that's
but
what
we're
it is
as close as we're ever gonna be at this point.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's gonna look great. Like, well, it's probably just gonna be like, it's supposed to be like a real lion, but it kinda isn't a real
what if they
lion.
tried doing this 10 years ago?
It would suck, and if they tried to do it 10 years from now, it would suck.
Well, you don't know that. We don't know. Like, again, visually, I don't think the Jungle Book sucks.
I think they should have waited on The Lion King until we did the other human stories. We remade the human stories.
They're having their cake and eating it too. I mean, but then how long do you want to wait?
I don't want to wait. I don't want to see this at all.
No, I'm saying from their point of view, like, it's The Lion King.
I will also
at some point.
That's my point.
There's going to be a cry for it.
That's my point. Build up that cry for it.
But why? They already know we want it.
I don't want it. Who's we?
But I'm saying you give them what they want before they want it, because by the time they want it, they might want something else. If you wait too long, you might miss the opportunity.
My point is they just started their live action push.
Yeah.
It's really in the new stages, and this is everybody's favorite Disney movie.
Yeah.
Like everybody's, like everyone, you ask anybody, it's like, oh, The Lion King.
Yeah, it's
The Lion King.
It's up, it's on
So
the top.
I think they should have waited a few more years to build up that, oh, here's our live action.
And then here's the problem: you run the risk of getting fatigue. Of like, oh, there's too many of the Disney live action. I don't want to see them anymore. Before they do that, and then they miss the boat by making $1 billion, because I guarantee this is going to make $1 billion. And I know that's not the reason you make it, but you have to think about it like you got to make this before you get a burnout. Because look, next year we're getting Dumbo, this, and Aladdin. 3 remakes in 1 year.
I forgot about Dumbo.
Yeah, exactly. So Disney, they gotta turn up before you guys. Oh my God, another one.
Dude, that's a lot.
But yeah,
That's
because
a
if they waited 3 or 4 years of this, and let's say Dumbo failed, oh my God, if Aladdin failed.
Well, then wait on Aladdin. I mean, what are they doing?
But Aladdin is different than this in the terms of like how you make it. You can't make Aladdin like this, or vice versa. That wouldn't make sense. So I think there's a window for Disney to make these movies. They know that, and like, because look what happened with Star Wars. They made
too many movies in too short of a period.
Exactly,
and it failed.
But that could easily happen with this.
So why are they releasing it now?
Because they know that that's a possibility. And then this is a movie that they have to make in the window where there is no fatigue. You don't want this to come out and they're like, oh my God, another...
we're gonna be by the time Aladdin, Dumbo, Mary Poppins, like all this shit comes out. But by the time that comes out,
I don't think we're
gonna...
I think by the time this comes out, that we're not gonna get there. Maybe after this, maybe. But the way they have to make The Lion King is so unique that they have to do it early, because this movie takes a long time to make anyway. Why wait a couple of years to then decide to make it, then take a couple of years to make it? By the time it comes out,
opus.
Yeah, but by the time it comes out, it might be irrelevant. And then what?
It's never going to be irrelevant. People
it's
love
possible.
the original.
Yeah, but this isn't the original.
Oh my God. The people who are going to go see this are fans of the original.
Yes, but you're also
going to... You will not go see this if you haven't seen the original Lion King.
That's not true. I guarantee you there's people who will go to this movie who've never seen the original.
Well, who hasn't seen the original?
There's people that haven't seen the original, and I guarantee you this is going to be their Lion King.
There absolutely are not.
There's going to be little kids that never saw the original.
Their parents suck.
Well, that's another story, but I guarantee you there are going to be kids
that
never saw the original that's seen this.
And you haven't shown your kids the original Lion King.
Well, you should, because that movie is great.
Cease being a parent.
But I guarantee there are adults or young teenage kids that have never seen the original that are going to see this and love it. Cool. I guarantee there's kids that have never seen the original who see this and going to love. This is going to be their Lion King. Whether that's right or wrong.
I'm sure it'll be great. It'll be amazing. It'll be wonderful. Great. Cool.
I just gave up. All right, guys, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm clearly wrong always.
No, you're not wrong. You just have an opinion, which is fine. We all have one.
Yes.
You're entitled to yours.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think? Let's hear your opinion. What do you think? Do you think Disney's trying to push these out too quickly? Should we have waited on this? What do you guys think? Do you like the voice acting choices in this? The only original actor coming back is James Earl Jones. And he sounded a little bit more, I mean, obviously he's a lot older. He sounded a little bit more rugged in this one. So maybe they're going to take more of a stoic approach with Mufasa this time around.
Stoic Mufasa.
Maybe. I don't know. Again, they can't. Again, if they did a shot-by-shot remake, I would choke this movie. I would hate it. But what do you guys think? Let's start the conversation below. I mean, this review went a lot longer than we anticipated.
Clearly very divided.
We have a very strong opinion, which is fine. I'm sure you guys do too. So let's hear about it in the comments below. Also, like, subscribe, do all those great things. Always click that notification bell.
Come fight with me. Come fight with me, bros. Let's go. Let's go.
I said the same thing with Transformers.
Let's go. Fight with me.
If you want to fight with her, she's right here.
I'm ready to fight.
You know.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Below.
All right.
In the comments, not physically.
Yes, of course. You know.
Maybe.
Let's be, civil about things. Again, it's just a movie we're talking about. Nothing real.
It's life.
Anyways, let's start the conversation below. And until next time, until the next trailer comes out, I'm Sean.
I'm Alex.
Enjoy, guys. Let's start the conversation below.
Okay, bye.
Bye.